All right, hello everyone, and welcome to tonight's Get in Tune. I'm just going to turn that light off. That was weird. I didn't even realize that was on there. That was my light from my other workstation. You guys, I have a really great show tonight. I'm bringing on a couple of people. This is what their third, maybe fourth time coming on. Always love talking to these guys. It's the guys from Fugitive Poems. You all know them. You all love them. You're all excited for their new Kickstarter that came out and launched today for their third volume of Containment Breach. But before I bring them on, let me play this quick video. All right, so that was Gig. For those of you who are watching, who are writers or artists, or have your own podcast or whatever, you can $5.99 a month. You join with Gig, and they will put you up on their site, and people can come find you. They can hire you for work. They can look out for the podcast. I will already tell you, it has worked for me. I already have about 3 podcasts set up, and this has only been up for maybe 3 weeks, set up from people who found me on gigs. So enough of that. Let me bring on the guys from Fugitive Poems, Christian D. Matteo and James Lyons. Hey, guys.
What's up?
Hello. How you doing? Oh, I got my glasses on. No one's supposed
to know. So, first of all, great have you guys on again. It's been a long time.
It has, man, and we're honored to be back, and we're glad that you're back.
Thank you. Yes, I was away for a few months, and
yeah. I mean, I can't believe they caught you, and I can't believe they threw you like that. I just geez, upstate too, maximum security, but I'm glad you're back.
Thank you very much. It was a rough time. I'm sorry. I'm just looking back at my cat. I didn't realize he was sleeping in here until a few minutes ago.
I'm on the inside. You're always aware if someone's around you. You got to watch your surroundings.
Oh, yeah, always. You never walk in the door with someone behind you, right? always going last.
Which cat?
What? I'm sorry.
Is that still your old cat, or?
Oh, I actually, well.
Or God, is he a new cat?
No, this is Sesame. He's been he's my only cat right now. I had one that passed away in 2016.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was so long ago. I remember you always talking about him.
Yeah, I had 2. Jesse, who passed away in 2016, was my studio cat. He was always never more than 10 feet away from me. I actually have a drawing board that he used to sleep under, and it's hard for me to use because every time I put it out, he used to jump and sleep right underneath it, and I could literally draw for hours, and he would never wake up for it. And now, and now I got Sesame, who sleeps under my radiator and is licking himself at the moment. But he's a good cat. They say he's a Red Point Siamese, but I don't see it. He's definitely overly friendly, like a Siamese, though. So anyway, enough about Sesame.
Due to this conversation, and my allergies are working up.
That's why you could never come by.
That's why. I mean, you live in my hometown, and yet Chaz Bernard, Chase Bishop, artist behind the awesome cyber noir cyberpunk story, Fading, with the great Patrick Hayes and Kyler Merrill lettering. Just a tremendous story. Hello.
Nice. Thank you for tuning in. A lot of great stuff going to be happening tonight. Always fun when these two come on. And Christian, I wanted to. Oh, what do you got there?
I have Ninja versus Unicorn double IPA. I'm celebrating tonight.
Well, I read today on Twitter you were breaking out the whiskey, so I was going to ask you if you had the whiskey. That's what James asked.
It was early in the show.
You're quiet, man.
It's okay.
This is why we do R-rated books. Don't drink, kids.
Don't drink and draw.
Don't drink and draw. Well, actually, that's one of my favorite things to do. Well, I don't drink alcohol, but I do enjoy drinking draws. Let's see, what do we got?
Get about 6 Mountain Dews in you. You get a interesting.
Christian, get a haircut.
You get a real job.
Hello from down the street, Christian. Hi, James. It's you.
Detective 12. He doesn't know I'm getting a haircut.
Really?
Are you?
It's a Fugitive Poems announcement. Yeah, Friday I'm getting it cut off.
Wow.
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna get it. Just get rid of the long hair. I'm sick of people calling me Moses and
Alan Moore and Chris Davis.
But you got this whole like Alan Moore look for going with you.
There we go.
You just doubled down on it, Michael.
Hey, listen, I don't hate Alan Moore. So
wait, James, we got to make it a stretch goal.
Good friend of mine said yesterday, "Oh, are you trying to look like Moses?" So yeah, I'm gonna cut it off on Friday.
Wow.
I think we need to make it a stretch goal and make it a public thing. That's what you made me do. I was ready to cut my man bun off, and he's like, "But you could do this publicly."
Yeah, but you got like 400 pounds of hair. I'm not as lucky. I can't have someone messing with my head.
Yeah, but also in James's defense, you had a man bun. So
was it Sabina or Martine? I don't remember.
Sabina did it.
Yeah, Sabina with a knife in my head now.
So you guys, let's just first chat a little bit about what you got going on today. So today you launched your Kickstarter for Containment Breach Volume 3. Which I'm looking at right here. And since we went live, you already went up some money.
Is that right?
Yep. When I was looking at it, you were 17 and change. Now you're 1840.
Nice.
Yes.
Coming up on 2.
Yep. That's great. So, and we're going to try, you guys, as much as you can, please back this project. And, we got a lot of great stuff. We're going to talk about this. And for those who are watching, hold on, just looking at the comments because you're on a different computer. So I got to go in here. Oh, my God. Holy wow. Great first day.
It is a tremendous.
That knows about these shirts.
We were going to get to the shirts in a moment. But yeah, actually,
Matt was at the concert with us.
Let's go, and I'm going to give you, James, the solo layout. Would you like to show the shirt? Oh, that's a nice Joker behind you.
He did that.
Nice. And what does it say? I can't.
Amon Amart.
Wow.
Back into your.
Wow.
It means Mount Doom in Swedish.
Oh, cool.
No, it's in Elvish. It's in full-on Elvish. It's
Elvish, Lord of the Ring, right?
In Tolkien's Elven language. Right?
Well, yeah.
Why not? From the same show. And we did not talk about this today, but apparently both of us felt that the beginning of our Viking campaign today, this was the exact right energy that we needed. And it sure looks like it is.
That's fantastic. That's a nice shirt. Where'd you guys get that? Is that
Tell me this isn't the greatest illustration ever.
Hold on, let me give you the screen. I gotta see it. Wow.
That incredible?
That is gorgeous, yeah.
The important message that Odin owns you all.
God, where'd you guys get that? That's awesome.
At the concert, we saw them with the delightful family-friendly bands Cattle Decapitation, Carcass, and I always forget the other one.
Yeah, what was the other one?
Cattle Decapitation, Carcass, and Obituary.
Oh, Obituary. Yeah, we actually have. I have a video of it up on Instagram.
I'll have to check it
A lot
out.
of people have like sort of like a montage.
Nice.
One
it's
of
cool.
the greatest shows I've ever been to. Sorry.
Yeah, it was a great unfuck moment.
Nice.
A true heavy metal enema. That was a great night.
Absolutely.
I don't think I could survive a metal concert.
We
These
were.
Yeah, probably not this one.
Yeah.
James was
Well,
deep in
you could stand in the back, but Christian and I were right up all over the place. We were in the pit.
Nice. Yeah, that's never been my style for concerts. But
Nice.
I don't really go to concerts anyway, so too many people around.
That's fair.
And I don't like to be around that larger groups.
But
Anyway,
my brother-in-law Matt was with us. Matt Campoli,
Mhm.
our Viking brother there. I see Jack Van Thom is on. Hello, calling us dorks. He said he promised to heckle us.
Yeah, Jack. It's like we're two women wearing the same dress. Jack came through it for us last night. He got one of the movie posters done for the campaign overnight. So we gotta congratulate and thank him. He went over the top for us.
Jack Van Thome, I had an idea way too damn late for this campaign. Out of nowhere. Thanks, Dad.
Joe, your son's one of them. I won't even tell you. He's called me Jerry Garcia before. So.
No, I never said Jerry. I never think about Jerry Garcia. I said Alan Moore. I said Chris Stapleton. Sorry.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was the other one I can't think of. No one's like, "Oh, you look like James." Everyone's like, "Oh, you look like this or that." I used to get Jesus when I was younger.
Well, when I was heavier and had my full beard and it was lighter, I used to get Kevin Smith all the time.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I never could, but
I have a student told me I look like Seth Rogen. I buried him.
but I could see that too.
Someone told me I look like Jonah Hill once. That was
that one.
I don't see that. I can see the Seth Rogen a little bit.
Yeah, Seth Rogen.
I laugh.
Oh God.
But I had this idea. I said, what if we did faux movie posters for a couple of the comics, as though they were movies? And I approached a couple of people, and I like, you got a week to do this because I want to make it. Not only do I want to do this, but I want to make it the day one only deal. Now you can get these posters. There are 3 of them throughout the campaign, but only today. Ending at 12:30 tomorrow, can you, they said 12:30 Eastern Standard on Wednesday, can you get all 3 together? After that, you can get the book and one of them, and it's random. You don't know which one you're going to get.
Wow. They're up on the Kickstarter?
They're up on the Kickstarter.
Okay, we're going to look at them in a little bit. I'm going to bring this up in a little bit.
But Jack, man, Jack got it done. Jay Sheik and Avnish Sathathian, who goes by Bread Razor, which is what I should say because I'm sure I just murdered his last name. And Kevin D. Lintz got one for a story I did, the Yankovic method. And then Iacopo Callisti is this phenomenal artist in Italy. Tay Belloc and Aubrey Lynn Jepson got one done for the Star People. These posters are so cool. This is a last minute thought, and these folks came through, and these things are, as I hoped, they are hugely popular. I'm really excited about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they look great. And if you're interested, how many hours we got left, Christian?
Are you going by East Coast time or
East Coast time?
Okay.
So
10:30 Eastern tomorrow.
Are you trying to trick me into math here? I mean, come on.
Yeah, I don't even know why I asked you that.
I just went into a terror spin. I'm like, numbers.
So all our red one day onlys will end 10:34 Eastern time tomorrow.
AM?
Yeah, because we actually launched at
AM.
Yeah.
AM.
I made a slight button pushing error.
All right. Well, I will tell you this because we are going to bring this up in a moment. But you have gone up already again. So,
Woohoo!
yep.
I saw our shenanigans here on
Yeah.
the Mike
You got-
Degrassi show.
So let me just let's get into this a little bit. You've been on enough times. I don't think I need to have you guys tell us about your company much. But you've done 3 volumes of Containment Breach now. These are anthologies, and every anthology has and I have both those issues in a box below my drawing table. They're great.
Why aren't they on the mantelpiece? Come on.
If I only I had a mantle. Then I'd have a fireplace underneath it, right?
Oh, wait a minute! Don't put the books too close to that.
No. So you guys, you do anthologies, and each one has a theme. So, what was the theme of Volume 3?
Of clouds and ether. The idea is that Containment Breach was looking up. It was going to be thinking about musica universalis, of celestial bodies, of black holes, of the ether, the worlds, the magic of the worlds within the ether, of anything. It could go from something like Interstellar, the movie, to the old poem of Belle Dame Sans Merci. With it could go in any direction. This idea of the ether and the things that are beyond us and other dimensions in the cosmos. And man, people ran with it. The variety of stories in this book is absolutely terrific. And boy, Gabe Martini. When I joined the Comic Jam, which is, I guess it's almost 2 years ago now, I don't know. Thecomicjam.com. You want to go there every week for awesome one-page comics. The first person I ever worked with, the first person I ever did a one-pager with was Gabe Martini. And that image right there, that young lady, is from Gabe. And James, with his incredible artist's eye, we were trying to figure out what was the thumb of the campaign going to be. And he saw that image and he said, that's it. And Gabe was down. And I'm so proud. I think that nails the spirit of this book. So thank you, Gabe Martini. Colored by Jack Van Tome, who did an exquisite job.
Hey, there's a video under there, Mike.
Yeah, I want to try to play it. Sometimes I have issues with audio. If you can't hear it, let me know.
Okay.
But I want to play it for everyone.
I am so excited to have back Containment Breach Volume 3. You know, the goal for Fugitive Poems is to make the kind of anthologies that we want to read. And with Quarantine Chronicles and with Myth Reborn, which was a huge hit, we did that, and we don't want to slip up on this promise. And I got to tell you, with Volume 3 of Clouds and Ether, we have taken it to the next level. We're looking upward in this one, looking upward and outward, considering the ethereal and the sublime, the cosmos, space and time, orbital resonance, quantum mechanics, celestial bodies, celestial beings, dark matter, and the magic of the world within the ether. Think anything from Belle Dame Sans Merci to Interstellar, with all the wild sci-fi action, excitement, and power that you can possibly imagine. And you've got what's going on in this book. And boy, did people step up.
We are Fugitive Poems, and we make comics.
I was shocked and appalled to discover that was my voice at the end. I absolutely love it.
That's what you would sound like if you were a real man.
Finally, I know.
You actually had a set.
See, let me just get to some comments.
Absolutely, 100%. Yep, and actually, Evan was essential to coming up with the theme of this book. So I think we told you this last time, but then you went away, and the stuff that you've seen on the inside. I'm sure you don't remember anything else. I really want to get this narrative going that Michael Gracia was in prison. He was gone till November. That's what I really put out there. We set out to make volume 3 of Containment Breach, and so many incredible people applied that now I can't remember if it was James or Mark Capitelli, our senior editor to the Stars, said, why don't we make 2 books? And we said that'd be crazy and it would kill us. Let's do it. And it almost killed us. Editing 2 books at once from start to finish. Volume 4 is all the stories are in. All the stories are in, and we are going to go from volume 3 very swiftly into volume 4, releasing volume 4. So the sooner we get this puppy funded, the sooner we can get that one out. We're actually going to time it with our Terrificon appearance in July. And by the way, Mitch Halleck of Terrificon just had some incredible things to say about volume 3, which I would love to share. We got an incredible quote from him about it, which was really cool. So we've got these 2 books we put together, and we're coming up with themes. And one of them is very, very dark. And that's why we're timing it a little later in the year. And it was Evan Knapp, one of my dear, dear, dear friends, who suggested a sort of yin-yang balancing of concepts and suggested the ethereal, the ether. And I said, absolutely not. That's a terrible idea. No, he was 100% right. And I wondered, because it's not as definitive a theme as we've had. We had Quarantine Chronicles, we had Myth Reborn, and I can't tell you what the theme of the other book is, but it's very clear. This one's a little bit more ethereal. And people took it, and as I said in the video, they ran. So Evan, thank you so much, because he really prompted the idea of doing that particular theme, and it really, really worked.
That's great. Well, I will say this: I've seen your first book. I've read it. I've almost fully read the second book yet, but everything I've seen from you guys is fantastic. So I don't doubt that this book is as well. And the 4th book, which is almost ready, according to you, right? So, would you like to share some of Mitch's comments?
Yeah. As we were signing on with you, his comment came in. I don't need these glasses. I'm just going to wear them to look more intelligent. Is it working? So he wrote, I had sent him a galley of the book a while back, and he wrote to me, Containment Breach is like the Twilight Zone on acid. A terrific collection of comic tales that take place in inner, outer, and all the spaces in between. Dazzling art throughout, dozens of page-turning tomes designed to excite, intrigue, and entertain. So open your mind and get ready for a trip beyond the breach. Wow. Mitch Halleck, Terrificon. I am like...
That's going on the back of one of the books, I hope?
Oh, I'm going to tattoo that on my chest.
Yeah, no,
I mean, and this guy runs the biggest Comic-Con in the area. He's been in the industry forever. I am so honored. I didn't even know, if he'd look at it. But he read it and loved it. And I'll take Twilight Zone on Acid is actually, you got the cover on the screen right now, and I think Twilight Zone on Acid.
Yeah. That's great.
Kind of worked.
So we're going to try to get Mitch to stand at our table for a bit. We're going back to Terrificon.
Yeah, I'm hoping to go. I didn't come last time, obviously. I was going to walk the show, and it was one of those shows I was upset I missed walking because I knew almost every artist that had a table, and every indie guy was like a friend of mine or a professional acquaintance. It was a lot of fun. And I heard it was a very fun show. I've done Terrificon in the past, but I haven't done it in years. I was going to look into it and see if
we had a great time. Mr. J.M. DeSantis was like 2 tables away from us.
J.M. was on a few weeks ago. J.M. is a good friend of mine.
We know J.M. because of you, and absolutely love him. And what a creator! I mean, the man is a machine.
Yeah.
And it was really cool getting to spend time hanging out with him there, which was fantastic.
He's got an insane con schedule this year. He's doing like 15 of them or something.
Yeah.
He keeps putting them up on his social media. It's very an impressive show number.
Yeah, and he does a lot of good shows that are out there. We were me and him were talking about that one day. He actually helped me. He does obviously a lot of publishing. He doesn't just publish his own stuff, but other people's things. And I'm getting ready. I've had it ready for about a year, but with all my health issues, I never got around to finishing it. I have a children's book coming out very soon. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to upload the cover to a website called Ingram Sparks. That's who I'm publishing through. Now,
Really?
yeah, if you don't know, do you guys know about Ingram Spark?
No.
Okay, basically, you go out and you're going to purchase your own ISBNs. I don't remember if they give them to you like Amazon would, but you go out, you purchase your own ISBN, you can put the book together, but it was a bit of a pain in the butt. I had some issues and I didn't know what was going on. A few Sundays ago, I asked JM, I'm like, hey man, can you just sit with me for like 10 minutes or something just to show me what that? I shared my screen and he's like, oh, there's your problem. And I went in and I fixed it. And the only thing is I just got to upload my logo to the back cover of my book where I want to put it. And then I'm going to upload it to Ingram Spark tomorrow. Takes 2 days to approve it. So hopefully by Friday it's approved. I'll buy a copy just to make sure everything is good. And then I'll just put it out there to put it out like
That's
on the
terrific.
market using the sites. And you could connect it to Amazon for purchases there and other sites. And this is the company like for a lot of indie books that like bookstores and libraries will go look at because a lot of them don't like Amazon because Amazon took away stuff. So I wanted to make sure I can get it out to a larger audience than just the Amazon audience, which is why I chose to do that. So I have that, and then I have another book coming out. But I should have about 3 books ready, and I was hoping maybe to do Terrificon this year if they're not sold out yet.
That would be really, really cool.
Yeah.
That would be terrific.
Yeah. I think Mitch would like that.
You get to hang out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'd love to do that show. It's a really good show.
You know what you would really enjoy? Drinking with James and I.
I think I'd enjoy watching it.
Oh, no. We'd have to sweep you up in the way.
There's no way you'll ever get me to drink alcohol, but
He can keep all the security guards off us.
I've always been the designated driver,
Oh, well, I can make that work. We're probably not going to stay at the hotel, so that works perfectly.
You're not going to say that. Yeah. Yeah, I stayed there like once, I think, for the show. Anyway, man, you guys, just from the cover art, is this James's work on the front cover?
Mean, how incredible is this? This is absolutely James.
Of course. I could tell your work anywhere.
Thank you.
Isn't that beautiful?
I just noticed the star on the back, and I haven't been paying attention to these comments here. Hold on, I'm just looking to see. I missed a lot here.
Sabina is talking about something. She's talking about the publishing company formed in
probably Ingram Spark that I'm talking about.
What in the time travel is happening? They're a hybrid publishing imprint, one of the biggest publishing houses.
Yeah. Can you drop the name in the chat? The name of what? Well, first of all, the one thing I forgot to drop in the chat was your Kickstarter.
Aha.
I meant to do that at the beginning of the show. Sorry.
Sabina's always talking about something, Martine said.
How are you seeing the comments, Christian?
If you look to your right, you see private chat and comments. If you click on comments, you'll
okay.
I figured that out.
Sorry.
Oh,
I thought I didn't say anything because I thought you guys knew that from the last time you guys were on.
You know, it took me like 3 appearances to figure this out.
Oh,
Hold on. I'm looking dumb. There we go. Now I look smart again. This cover, James says to me, I got an idea for the cover. It came to me completely. And I said, okay. And I'm waiting for him to expand on it, and he doesn't. And then this appears. And I was just like, and it was here. It was fully formed. It was done.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is volume 3. This is Of Clouds and Ether. This is that balance of the physical and the ethereal, of the sublime and the picturesque. I love it. I love it. Absolutely love this picture.
I do too. I'm really into just how you got this light look of this tattoo on her back, with, I can't tell what that is from this point of view, but I can't tell if the tattoo goes all the way down or if something's with the tie. I don't know. It's just the angle I'm looking at, and I'm sorry. You know what?
Sorry, what?
No, I'm just let me fix my Cintiq. I might block you guys for a second.
You are gone. We just watched you lift the curtain, man.
Yeah.
It was like
No.
you closed the shop.
Yeah, no, look, it looks like she has something hanging from her spine. I love it.
She's got like a corset on that's laced.
Yeah, no, but coming down, almost like it's her backbone a little bit. And then,
Okay.
I don't know. I can't. It's hard to see. I'd have to hold it in my hand to see the actual over. Man, I love it. It just looks great. But that's the part I keep staring at right there. I do. It's actually funny. I do love your mountains right now. And only because I'm working on something and I have this desert background that I'm looking at, and I'm like, I feel like I want to steal from you. It looks really good.
James actually rents out those mountains if you.
No, this is fantastic.
It's one of those pictures too that is simple, right? You think it's simple, but the longer you look at it, the more things you find in there. Which is one of the things I love about James's art, is that there's always.
So those mountains are inspired by Arizona. It's a couple hours away from our letterer, Tom Lynett.
Oh, someone's. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We were supposed to go out there, but I don't remember what happened. It never ended up happening. But he's just a couple hours away from the Red Rocks out there in Arizona.
Yeah, no, we may try and go out to see Tom Lynett this year. I don't remember either. There was some kind of timing. Oh, it was someone. It was your wife's birthday, James. That's why we couldn't go.
Oh, right.
If she's watching, you knew that the whole time. Aaron Brown. Oh, I love Aaron Brown. Aaron Brown is a comic jammer. Aaron, if you can put in the chat, you're in an anthology right now. Aaron is a terrific guy. He just did my last comic jam that was published with me, Gundren and the Drake, on the comicjam.com under
comicjam.com.
Comicjam.com. We've done a couple together, and Aaron is a tremendous human being. Thank you, Aaron.
That's awesome. I just put it in the chat. Hold on, where is it? Evan asks what language are those?
I think it's thecomicjam.com.
The Comic Jam?
I believe it's the Comic Jam.
So Evan's got good eyes.
I was going to ask that too, but I let him do it.
I've been busting Christian's nuts. I haven't told him what it means. So I believe Evan's talking about the text in the
right here.
Yep.
So on the left, that's actually Sanskrit, and on the left, it says wind, and on the right is sand.
Nice. Cool. Is this just out of curiosity? Is this a font you used, or you looked it up and did it by hand?
So I looked up the Sanskrit words for wind and sand, and then I just did it myself.
And the only reason I ask is because remember that desert type of story I was telling you about? I'm actually doing a story that revolves around, Aladdin's lamp type of story, but a modern day telling.
That's cool.
And I want to have a warning up in Sanskrit. So I was like, oh, is that a font? And I could just, buy or download a font. But no, that's cool.
What's interesting is I was surprised. If you look, I just did a Google search. One of the places where they had a translator, and I was actually happy. I hit copy and paste, and it pasted into Photoshop, so I had it for reference. I didn't have to go back and forth.
Oh, cool.
It actually worked, even though I don't have Sanskrit on my keyboard or whatever. So.
Yeah, no, that's great. Really like this a lot, and you guys were so smart to join up and go into business together. You know,
that's a 1957 Porsche 356 Carrera. If anyone's interested.
You said a Porsche?
Yep.
There's someone on here. Was it
1957 Porsche 356 Carrera?
Someone on here was calling out the car, actually.
Oh, was it? I must have missed that.
Or something. Scott Boyd. Yep.
Oh, was he?
Oh, Scott's on here.
You know Scott?
There we go. Yep. That's my boy.
Leading us to Arizona.
Yeah, he's out in Arizona as well. He just moved out. This dude's building hexagon bios not a biosphere. Like a little bit more. Hemisphere is like a half a sphere, a little bit more than that. He bought a piece of land out in Arizona. He Christian, I've talked to you about him. He's the guy that used to build all the trucks and stuff.
Yeah, I remember a picture of you with him in the truck. Yeah. Yeah.
Now he's been doing. They call them schoolies. He's been converting old school buses into like living, like almost like a tiny house on wheels. And he just moved out to Arizona. He's out there with his daughter. His daughter is living in her like tiny house, and I don't know if he's broke ground.
Wow,
that's awesome.
That's
cool. That's awesome. Congratulations, Scott. And
if you're still there, I'd like to maybe come out next break in April. I was thinking we got to talk.
And Kayla is on here, and she says she loves any hex, and I would warn the ladies that that's accurate and to watch out for Kayla. Definitely true.
I just want to say for the two guys watching, I know one isn't. You said Scott isn't a comic guy, right? He's a.
He picked right up on that car.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. This guy's been a car guy since we were in he's a high school buddy.
Yeah, no. I think you. I remember you. Was he the one you were talking about the last time you were on? I think he did.
Yeah, I think he was on last time. I got some stuff in my portfolio that I've done for him.
The only reason I was going to say, just because I know Arizona isn't like huge with comic people, but for those out there, if you know, just curious if you know my good friend the Janimal, he goes by. His name is Jan Mark, but he goes by the Janimal. He's big in the comic circles out there, indie comic stuff.
A sweeping statement that the state of Arizona isn't into comics.
No, I did not say they're not into comics. I'm saying it's not a big comic circle of creators, from what I know.
I feel like there's an incredible thing to say about a state. Well, Tom Lynett, if you're out there, and he may still be abroad, I don't know, but Tom Lynett, if you're out there, if you've got an Arizona click, you got to shout it out right now.
I would love it. Listen, I know there's the what is it? I'd have to go in my box. The Janimal belongs to the. I don't know what it's called. It's the cartoonist. It's a cartoonist group out there. It's like just whether it's for the specific town or for a county or something. I do know there are specific groups, but it's like everyone knows everyone in the circle out there.
I don't want to get maudlin on this show or bring it down too much, but I will say that Arizona holds a very important place in my heart. Their $1 iced tea cans changed my life. So I just want to share that.
All right. Very important to me. I've never been. Jan keeps inviting me out. One day I'll go.
Whoa! Oh my gosh! Chase Bishop is from Arizona, and he's backing you up. He says, "I don't know many people either."
Well, look up the Janimal draws on Instagram. He does a lot of cartoony stuff. And Dave, how do you say his last name? Beatty or Beatty? I don't remember if it's Beatty or Beatty, but his first name's Dave. He's done some stuff for like Marvel or DC, back I think like in the 90s or early 2000s. He's got some good stuff. Let's see.
You can check out Scott on Attitude by Alchemy. He makes all kind of sick shit. He's got he's got a VW bug chassis that he turned into a coffin like a Herman Munster, and he drives all around Arizona. It's made out of like wood, and it looks like a like a Herman Munster mobile.
What's his is this Instagram you were saying?
Yeah, he's got a whole bunch, but Attitude by Alchemy, that was his trucks. I forget it. I think his bus one was Schooly School, I think. Oh. And I forget. He's got a specific one about the Grim Reaper, but I don't remember what the address was for it. He's got it all on Instagram.
Scott, if you're still on, drop all your social media handles in the comments so we can check out your work. It says already almost at 2,000. That's why I went up. You guys right here.
Oh my gosh.
$6 away. When you came on, you were at 17 and change. I don't remember
the right.
Well, you tell me. You're the one that has access to the behind the scenes.
I have been trying. I talked to my therapist today. I'm trying not to. Oh my Lord, $6. I am trying not to be obsessive about this. My wife. I'm going to shout out Heather DeMatteo, who is also Fugitive Poems secret editor. If you put gloves on someone in one scene and make them fingerless in another scene, and then take the gloves off in another scene, Heather's going to notice and fix it. She's our continuity producer.
Yeah, she's our continuity expert.
She's amazing. But my wife today was a snow day. I got to teach. I only had one class. I got to teach it over Zoom. And she took the kids out of the house all day because she knew if I had this campaign going, I would feel terribly guilty about not hanging out with them. But if I tried to, all I'd be thinking about is this and constantly checking. She had them out of the house all the way through 5 o'clock. And everyone, so that I only had to feel guilty that had to happen, but that's on me. But she made, I've been able to focus on this psychotically all day, but I've been trying to be better. But this is it, and we've barely gotten past the top here. This is it.
Look, you broke it.
Went over.
Oh,
2K.
Congratulations, guys.
Woo!
This is awesome.
1,500 left. If we can fund in 24 hours, we will shave all the hair off of James's entire body, head to toe.
That's a lot of hair. I don't think Sabina is going to be into that. So Sabina keeps calling me out on my
on your language.
Wait, was it? Have we never hung out before, Sabina?
Yeah, we know, but this is a PG show, James.
No, you know what? I'll tell you right now. No, here's how it works.
No?
Because of you guys. Let me talk. Here you go. I'll tell you. I don't curse on the air. It's not because of my fan base. It's just a professionalism thing. I was always done when I'm in the comic world. I've worked. I used to do, you guys, saying JM schedule is crazy. I used to do 30 plus shows a year running kids sections. And when I would do that, I was around so many, I'm always around kids. So I watched my language. So now I don't work with kids. I don't care, but it's just something I still kept up just in case, but I will never tell my guests that they can't be themselves.
I thought I remembered that this was a more PG show.
No, not at all. Not at all. I don't. The Get in Tune has a variety of things. No. When I do my educational videos, that's all ages. Like I will say this, I'm not going to come out and announce everything, but I've been talking to Christian a little bit. I have an anthology planned. I do. And all I'm going to say right now about it is all my work is family friendly. And all you need to know about my rating is basically if you wouldn't find it in something like Batman the Animated Series or Star Wars, it wouldn't be in one of my books. So that's my target audience personally for me. I don't have an issue with a lot darker, a lot, more violent. The type of work I want to put out for me is that level. And that's it. I actually was watching a video with Darwin Cook today, And Darwin Cook, I mean, he passed away. God, I don't even know how many years it's been now, but this video is from 12 years ago, and he was very vocal about the type of comics that should be made, and me and him have a very similar mentality on it. And I was watching like that was like a 2-minute video or something, but I was watching Cartoonist Kayfabe today at lunch, if you guys know who that is.
Yes.
And they were going over a Darwin Cook book, and I was just sitting there in awe of it.
So Darwin Cook is a big influence for Jay Sheik. Jay Sheik is a tremendous artist and writer. He just had his first book put out by Band of Bards. You can get it in comic shops. You can order it through comic shops. It's called Hush Ronin. He's also one of the nicest people on the planet. And what an artist. And he was in volume 2 with a story called Epic Poems for Children. I'm so bad at this camera.
Oh, no. I know. I remember that. I remember that artwork. That was one of the first stories I went to read.
Darwin Cook was an influence for him on this, is an influence on him in general. And it's when I think Darwin Cook, I think of Jay Sheik. Jay Sheik, by the way, who has an incredible penchant for the Rocketeer. And if anybody out there who matters is watching, somebody give him control of the Rocketeer because he should just take it over. He's got a love for it that few others have. So this is a story in Myth Reborn, Volume 2, Containment Breach Volume 2, that Jay did. And you can get it with Volume 1 right now if you go to the Legacy tier, the physical Legacy tier, or the digital one. You can get these. And this is a big deal. There's a limited number. This is probably going away. This will probably never be in print again. This is the second printing of this, and we feel like this is so special to us. We don't want too many out there. We did this one like a zine. The last copies of the second printing are happening. So if you get the Legacy tier, you're going to get one of the last. This is soon will not be on sale anymore. And then you can get Volume 2, Myth Reborn, where we went full comic, 160 pages comic right here, and they are amazing.
And we are also running out of first editions on that. So
and this is about to be
a good chance that this campaign is the last time you're going to get first edition on that one.
Absolutely.
Most likely the CB ones, we might have a 5 or 6 when we go to Terrificon, but those could also disappear depending on how well this campaign goes.
So if you want 3,
as far as Christian was talking about Jay Sheik, we actually have 2 interviews up of Jay Sheik on Fugitive Poems on YouTube. If you go in and search Fugitive Poems, you can see his interview for Containment Breach 2, and he was among the first that I posted for Containment Breach 3. So if you're interested in Jay, there's quite a bit of his other work actually shown in the video, which was cool. And Christian's like a genuine fan. We both are, but Christian's a real genuine fan of Jay's, and he was able to actually he was able to bring up the websites and everything, so you can really get a good feel for what this dude's all about. And if you look on the screen, the giant chicken, that's Jay Sheik's work. On the
which
right
one?
It's on the right,
the giant chicken.
Right here. Okay.
I don't know if it'll shock anyone who knows me to figure this out, but the story with the giant chicken in it is one that I wrote. Jay Sheik wanted to be, he was in Containment Breach Volume 2, and he wanted to be in Volume 3 again. In Volume 2, he did a great story with J.L. Collins. J.L. Collins is a tremendous writer, and keep an eye out for Thistle. It's going to be coming. And Leland Bjerg lettered it, and Leland has a story that he wrote and lettered in Volume 3 as well. And Marissa Brignol did the coloring on that. So Jay had such a good time being a part of this that he wanted to be involved in Volume 3. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I got to pair him with a great writer. And then I decided, the hell with him. Forget a great writer. I'm giving him me. And I said to Jay, I said, would you mind working with me? And he was on board. And I was so honored. And I had to come up with something wild. So I don't know if you remember how these things work. What these books do is that every book has an umbrella theme that you talked about. But we also make every team come up with a creative prompt. and they send the creative prompts to me, and it could be the Guardian of the Sacred Tree, Terrible Tooth, Celestial Weaponry, whatever it is. I mix them all up randomly and I distribute them, and you have to write a story that somehow fits under the umbrella theme and also includes that particular prompt. Well, I am not above this game. And the prompt that I ended up with was Teens in Space. And if you look at the first draft of my script, it's actually still called Teens in Space, which was not the name of it as it turned out. And I was terrified. I don't write that kind of sci-fi. I don't write space sci-fi. That's not my thing. And I was driving home from work one day, and what happens to me, an image. Thank you. Who is How You're Stupid? Because he called me out about me out kicking my coverage with Heather. 100% right. Who is How You're Stupid? This is the mystery I've been wondering. This is someone who really knows.
He jumped off. He said he's jumping off.
I know, but I'm trying to figure out who it was. So this image came to me, and if you look at the further down the page, I actually put the page up of these two teens, these two teenagers actually floating out in space with nothing on, not nude, but like no space suit on, dying out of nowhere. And once I got that, I figured it out, and naturally there it is, a giant marauding chicken. That's Mike and Mel are the two main characters there. Michael, you might know Mike and Mel. And the giant marauding chicken. And man, Jay got it, and he ran with it. And then we got Avnish Santathian to color it, Bread Razor. And we got Kevin D. Lintz to letter it. And I am so proud of this piece. It is, I know I can say this on your show. It's batshit. And I'm really excited about that fact. And getting to work with Jay was a real honor. And then when I called him up and said, dude, what do you think of doing a movie poster? He thought of The Graduate. So if you look at that poster, you'll realize it is based on The Graduate. So that is a direct homage to The Graduate.
Listen, this art I've been just scrolling through is phenomenal. I'm loving everything I see here.
We've got some incredible reward tiers. There's so much that we're offering this time around.
We got about 12 hours. You can still get all three. After that, you can get one movie poster, but it's going to be picked by us randomly. So that last 12 hours, if you want all three of them, you're going to have to log in and give us some money.
Can I say the colors on here is just fantastic. I love
that. That's Bread Razor, at Bread Razor on Twitter. His name is Avnish, and I know every time I say his last name, he's probably hurting, so I'm going to stop saying it. But
well, Christian told me a story. He said that like even in India, his name is hard to pronounce.
He specifically said
it's like 7 syllables. So
he said it's unnecessarily complicated, even for Indian. Is what he said to me. And you'll see that on his interview. Avnish is in book 4. He's an artist. He's not a colorist.
Okay. Primarily,
he's an artist. And when we told him that he was coloring his own story for book 4, he balked at it. And not in a rude way. He was like scared. He was like, I was like, I'm sorry. We didn't realize. We thought you colored. I don't have a colorist for you. He's like, I'll give it my best shot. And the freaking colors come in for this thing. And James and I are just like,
yeah, his best shot was pretty damn good.
Wow.
Mark Capitelli, our senior editor, we're all looking at this thing. It's like glistening off the screen. It's doing things. You know, Marissa Brignol is one of the best colorists we've ever worked with. She did that story, Epic, the J.L. Collins story I was talking about, Epic Poems for Children. And we were so impressed with this. And it's some of our best colors we have ever had. Avnish was there. And he says, I don't know, I'm just screwing around. And I'm like, so when we needed a colorist for the Teens in Space, by the way, it's called the Yankovic theorem. And when we needed a colorist for that, I reached out to him and he's like, me? And I just want to point out that utterly unprompted, you just called him out for his colors. And that's how good he is.
That's awesome. I got a question here. It's a dumb question. I'm kidding. It's not a dumb question.
I'll take that one.
Okay.
So some artists do do the line art. So when you're talking comics, like Marvel style comics, you have a penciler, and then it's usually pushed off to an inker, and then a colorist, and then a letterer. So it's kind of like a pipeline sort of thing. But indie comics artists do, will wear more than one hat. For instance, I do the colors and the ink and pretty much everything except for the lettering on my art. Other artists aren't as familiar with coloring because they only do the line art and so forth. So you can be both. You can be someone who's done just up to the line art and then it's passed off to somebody, or you can do the coloring as well. And I've done stuff where I've done it all, but more recently I've been working mostly with Tom Lynott on the lettering. But most of the other artwork that you look at that's mine is all me. Nice. So it kind of depends on the artist.
Yeah. Wow. I just think about your work, and I'm in awe of it, man.
It looks like Kieran has a new nickname for me because I've been calling him Detective 12.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, that was a great answer. Let me ask you this: have you just because I'm curious, since you brought up Marvel, James, have any of you guys tried, whether it's doing the anthology or just something for fun, or do you guys do this with the Comic Jam, work in the Marvel method, the old school Marvel method, where you kind of just have a plot, the artist draws? No, not at all. Okay.
Have you met me? I did. We actually had at the. By the way, Chase Bishop said that happened to me too. 100%. I contact Chase and I'm like, hey, dude, out of curiosity, when are the colors coming in? He's like, I don't know. When's the colorist doing them? Like, oh, no. You're the colorist. And Chase was another guy that came right through. And the colors on Fading, ironically titled with this conversation, are tremendous as well, and really trippy and cool, and very vivid as well. So we're really lucky that people were game. The Comic Jam one week had a theme of Marvel method, and it almost killed me. It almost killed me because I am a control freak when I write. I came up with a plot, and then the artist came back with the pictures, and those were not the pictures at all that I was planning. It came out terrific. I don't know if my writing matched how good the art was. The art was beautiful, but the Marvel method to me, it would give me a stroke. So you give the artist the plot, and then the artist does whatever they want with it, and you've got to put dialogue over it that forms a story. I'm just gonna go shoot myself in the corner.
It's funny because I'm actually experimenting with it right now for that Aladdin story I told you about.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Because here's my thing with writing. I get like you. It's like, is the script perfect? I can't draw it till the script's perfect. And I'm tired of waiting, not producing work. So I'm waiting on my scripts to be perfect. So I said, screw it. I'm just going to start I got the plot. I'm just going to start drawing it, see where it takes me, and I'll go back in and fill in the words. And if I got any,
but that's different because it's all you.
No, I know, but I'm thinking. I've been experimenting. I'm like I'm about 3 pages into the comic now. I started it 2 nights ago, and the only reason why I stopped is I had to finish my Wiz for tomorrow. So if you guys aren't following at the Wiz Comic on Instagram and Facebook,
usually doesn't take me that long to Wiz.
What was that?
It usually doesn't take me that long to Wiz.
Just
Matt,
you'll get older.
Matt Battaglia, who was in Volume 2, he's in Volume 3 as well. He's got a book coming out from Living the Line publisher. It's called House on Fire with Dauntless, Marcus Jimenez's company. Marcus Jimenez is a great dude. Dauntless Stories. He did Ghost to the Carousel. And he's got
that was a good story. I remember that one.
Oh, wasn't that you had him on? I
had him on. Yeah, I have a digital copy of it. Hold on.
He did Catalyst with Nicholas Punamali in Volume 2. He has a story called Repent. It's actually very funny that you say this. He has a story called Repent. There's Goes to the Carousel.
Oh, hold on. Let me get you so people can see that. Yeah, that was a great story.
Yeah, this dude's amazing.
Oh, yeah. He's got a story called Repent in volume 3 that is freaking beautiful. And again, we were like, no, you do your black and white because your black and white's amazing. But he had started writing it. And one night I'm like, dude, this is it's all beautiful, but there's no lettering on this. He's like, I can't figure out what he's going to say. So him and I got on Zoom and he wrote the comic. He wrote, and I mean the words, in about 45 minutes with me. And I don't mean that I wrote them. I actually, here was my huge job on that call. I reminded him of what he had written originally that he had then lost faith in. And I changed the order. This is my major contribution of like 2 of the bubbles. And it was amazing and incredible because he had the entire story. He knew what was going on in every panel by the drawings. He had created it that way. If I drew, I could do, it's not Marvel method because it's all one person, right? Mm-hmm. But when it's multiple people, that Marvel method working amazes me. If I drew my own stuff, that's still, you're telling the story.
No, I understand. No, because what I was going to say was I'm enjoying this process of just having a plot so much. I've been thinking of reaching out to a writer just to give my story to and say, here's my plot, here's my comic. How would you letter it? Like, how would you, what dialogue would you put there?
I will do it, and it will not be family friendly, and it'll be very funny.
Yeah, I can't stress enough how cool it is to work with a writer. I was talking about this the other night on a podcast. It expands your platform so much. Like, it's sort of like I used to do some game stuff, and I found that the most experience and learning I got was working with a coder, because a coder is like a completely different animal. Thinks completely different, has to do does artwork, but does artwork with numbers and words and so forth, plugging away 2 million lines of code or whatever. Writer and artist is the same thing. Some people do do both, but I can't tell you how much I've learned working with Christian and seeing how he goes about a story is so different from the way I look at it. It's been very gratifying to work with writers. So if you're starting out, or even you, Mike, you just you should really reach out to someone, and two heads are always better than one, right?
Oh yeah, no, I mean, listen, I've been doing this since '97. I've worked with writers. I've drawn so many stories over the years. I just have my own universe, if you will, multiple ones, from whether it's Plunger Pup, whether it's a superhero, whether it's whatever. I have so many different ideas, so sometimes I will hand them off to writers if I'm not in the mood to write the story.
Well, that's how we met.
Yeah, I mean,
started writing comics.
You actually wrote something called Heroes of the Lost World. You wrote a story for me, and it's based on an idea I had. I wrote 2 chapters of it, and I wasn't happy with the story, and that's how the conversation came. I was getting confused on kind of where to go next. You kind of wrote this whole new introduction for me. Mm-hmm. And I've been meaning to get to it, but you know what? 2 weeks ago, here's basically what's going on. So for those, I don't know if you guys even know this. I don't know. I know Christian knows it. I don't know if James, but I work on California time. My day job goes, I live in New York, and my day job goes from 11:30 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. Okay. Our time. So in the mornings, I work on different projects, and I do it after work as well. And on weekends, I have different things. So basically what I'm doing is I'm giving Monday and usually Tuesdays the whiz days. But I give, like,
you say, schedule the whiz in for a day.
You got to, man. Some days,
nobody beats the whiz.
Yeah, nobody beats the whiz. That's actually one of the strips I have. If you guys go on at the Whiz comic, and it's WIZ, by the way. And no, but I give myself a day now to focus on another, like, Wednesday's a different project, Thursday's a different project. This way I can constantly work. About 3 weeks ago, I started re-looking at Heroes of the Lost World. So eventually that's going to get a day. And it's how I've been focusing. Like at night, I'm penciling out stories. I'm just sketching out ideas and stories, and the rest of the time I'm drawing different things, different days of the week, so I can get multiple projects done.
I don't want to put any undue pressure on you, but I came up with an idea for that story. One particular moment that haunts me to this day, and I desperately want to use it. I'm just telling you, one day it's going to surface somewhere. You got to get that out because I want to use that idea with something I still, all these years later, have never seen anywhere else.
Remind me, and when we get off the air.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it publicly because
yeah. Remind me when we get off the air. But yeah, anyway, no, I got a lot. See, ever since, as Christian would say, I got out of jail. I have been producing a lot more. I haven't produced this much in years, and I'm super excited. It's like me being back in the 90s making comics again. I love it. I'm just drawing nonstop. So anyway, let's take a look more. I mean, I'm passing by beautiful artwork here.
That's Gabe Martini right there.
Oh, man.
Right? And Jack Van Tome.
And Jack Van Tome coloring.
Dude,
the artist formerly known as Jack Van Thumb. I've been calling him Jack Van Thumb publicly on shows for over a year. I finally get to do my interview with him, and he's like, "I've been dying to tell you this. It's Jack Van Tome," and I'm like, "Get the hell out of
here." Who's the artist on this here?
Yu Feng.
And that's the one who did the other kind of was it Middle Eastern inspired? This one up here?
No, that's Camilla Sims.
Oh, Camilla Sims.
I don't know if you know.
I thought I saw the other person.
You need to have Leland Bjerg on your show.
Hold on, let me get the. Jeez, I never know where my mouse is here. Sorry.
Leland Bjerg, you got to have him on your show. He's got Capsules 2 coming out. One of the most violent things I've ever read in my life is his story. Wrong cover. I got to show you the right cover here of Berserker Monk. So good. That's Through a Body that you're looking at, right? And it's phenomenal. Leland got paired by us with Camilla Sims, and the prompt that he got was Hammurabi's coat. Hammurabi's coat. And I get an email from very polite Leland Bjerg. Christian, obviously there was a typo in your email, and of course the prompt is Hammurabi's coat. And I went, oh no. The prompt is from me, by the way, Hammurabi's coat. And he told me in our interview, which will air soon on our Fugitive Poems YouTube channel, and you want to subscribe, there's some incredible content there already and more coming, that he was pissed at me.
So Hammurabi's coat, the artist, is actually up on YouTube now. You just posted her a couple days ago, Camilla.
I'll check it out.
Was actually the inaugural video that we put up for CDV3.
The first video that came out for this is Camilla Sims, and we paired them together. And we found out that they were also paired on the Fairy Tales from Mars project randomly by another team. Wow. So somebody else also got them separately and saw them together. They're incredible. This is the great writer Andre Briano and Yu Feng, who is Urban Minis on Twitter. And this is lettered by our dear friend Tom Lynett, who did some of the wackiest work he's ever done on this wacky story, and it's brilliant, and I absolutely love it.
I have to say, both that other one that you were just talking about and this one, they look like something out of like First Second Publishing. If you know their books.
I don't.
Okay, check them out. They have some really great like indie style books.
This gentleman is Vitaly Kalchenko. He is in Ukraine, and he's made these now. He's made these under wartime conditions. I do not have an interview with him because he does not have internet long enough to do it, based on the situation over there. Vitaly is in both Containment Breach Volume 3 and Containment Breach Volume 4 with these beautiful shorts that are so gorgeous and powerful. And what an incredible human being he is, and what an artist. He is creating mounds of art in the midst of being under attack in Ukraine. And I cannot tell you how proud we are to have him in our book.
And that's amazing. It's amazing. Let's check out. I heard you guys might be up a little bit, huh?
Yeah, Evan said, oh, yeah, there we go.
Oh,
2177, man. You guys are doing amazing. I'm loving it.
God, let's get to 3,500, folks. Let's
see.
fund on Get in Tune.
Who's out there? Who's going to step up?
Let's fund on Get in Tune. Let's fund live. James will save all the body hair off his body right now if we hit 3,500.
We got some good tiers. Someone today, a good friend of ours, actually bought a cameo appearance in one of our books. So the cameo appearance means that he'll show up sort of like if you think about a film, like an extra in the story. But for the small price of $1,000, Christian will actually create a story that deals with your likeness.
We
could do hero or villain, and you could be actually one of the main characters in our story for the small investment of $1,000.
All right,
you guys hold on 1 second.
Sure.
It's time for my cat to be let out of the studio. Hold on.
Oh, absolutely. This is another euphemism.
She needs to take a shit. So yeah, let me continue to post.
All right, sorry, I'm back.
So for $1,000, you can actually be the main character in our story. Your likeness. So
let's be honest. If you pay that $1,000 and let me write a story with your likeness as the hero, with you in the lead, I will do something shockingly terrible to you. That's the Fugitive Poems guarantee.
Most likely, you will end up dead with your head blown apart in some manner.
I promise.
Someone will see your brain matter by the end of the book.
For $1,000, you will have a demise you never even imagined. I mean, I suppose I could let you live if that's your bag, but we know nobody wants that. I mean,
not in a Fugitive Poems book. No,
when I come up with this demise, I will hand it off to James Lyons, and it will be that much worse for having it. I mean, for $1,000, you could have the most sublime demise that anyone has ever had. And I would be thrilled to do that for you.
Yeah, you have to look at our repertoire if you don't believe Christian. The things that he's made me do to heads is incredible. So our contributor Jack Van Tomey is offering $20. He will besmirch your character on Twitter. That's a
the bastard does it to me for free every day.
He will heckle you on Twitter for $20.
I've never had to pay.
You guys got some nice tiers here. I'm going backwards, and I'm seeing original art being offered.
Yep. Actually, we had someone buy original art from James Lyons today.
Yep, got it right here.
Very excited about that. And then
someone took that. I didn't even know.
Yep. And someone with very bad taste. No. By the way, we're looking at Jack Van Tomey right now. And by the way, we did the original art tier from James last time, and he made some absolutely incredible stuff. It's a black and white drawing, and it's amazing. I cannot recommend it enough. The cameo in a comic. That's you in a panel. That's you in a panel.
Oh, we got two people do that, Christian. You see that?
Oh, is that right?
Yep, two backers on that. 8 left.
Someone else grabbed it.
You got your portfolio comic. Portfolio comic issue art review. So,
hey James, Evan has been looking at your stuff very closely. He just wrote that we'll do terrible things to newborn eyeballs. That's a deep cut right there. That's not even published yet. That's only findable somewhere on the Fugitive Poems website. Wow. Thank you, Evan.
So you do a portfolio review?
Evan's our our fellow fugitive from Oregon.
Love Evan. Yes. So James will do a portfolio or art or a comic issue review, and you get a copy of the book. Or I will do a script review. And you got to remember that not only am I a comic writer, but I'm also a college professor of writing and literature, and I have a creative writing services company. This is what I do. So I will review a script. I've had people reach out to me and often, and I do a lot of this. So I will happily review a script. And when you get comments from me, you get comments from me. I've been told by other editors that I spend too much time on people, and I think that's absurd. I'm going to give you all the time I can to give you everything that I can possibly give you. So you will get a thorough commentary.
Wow.
And tips and suggestions and ideas. And by the way, if you did something right, I'm gonna go all over that and let you know what was right. This would be sometimes I know I do something right by accident, and I need someone to tell me so I can keep doing that. So it's not like you're gonna get like Gordon Ramsay where you're paying for me to tear you apart. No, I wanna celebrate what you're doing and help you make it better. And James is the same way. Oh yeah,
that's part of the Fugitive Poems recipe. So you're basically you'll be getting the same thing that we give to our contributors, and I think that the work of Christian and our senior editor Mark Capitelli, they really dig deep on all our stories and make them literally the best they can be. That's why our stories are so good. We just keep pushing and pushing people until they're given their the best that they have. So that would definitely be a cool tier to if you have your own comic idea brewing, it'd be a great investment for you to get some expert advice from Christian there, or some art advice.
I love doing it,
or some combination. We have a combo one, right? Don't we, Christian?
Do you? I don't know if I.
No, you know what? No.
No, you don't.
And
we forgot to do that one.
We did. We will put that up where we'll review your book holistically. I am
both the art and the writing.
I just put in the private chat, Michael, a picture you shouldn't share. I just put in the private chat, Chase Bishop. I just saw on Twitter he put up his own drawing for the Containment Breach launch. That's awesome. I hadn't seen it, so I just put it in there. And if that's something you want to share, it's beautiful.
I can share the link. Absolutely. Let me go back to the comments. I was looking as you guys were talking. I love that you guys have the retailer levels. Those are my favorite tiers because I love to see these in stores. We
really want to make sure. So a major part of the Fugitive Poems mission is to raise the banners of incredible indie artists. We're indie artists, talking like the artist in the general sense, because I can't draw my latest endeavor there, right? But indie creators, right? And we want others to be raised up too. And James and I are very much of the screw it, we'll do it ourselves point of view. And that's why we started doing this. And there's such incredible creators out there, and we wanted the world to see them. When I saw Chase Bishop's work for the first time, for example, I was so taken with this unique and exciting and fun style. We're honored that we're publishing Chase in our book. And Camilla Sims' work is the world needs to see that. Fern Lamb is in this book, one of the more psychedelically colored ones. Fern Lamb drew it, J.D. Harlock wrote it, and Yoni Haag lettered it. And Fern is an incredible contributor often to the Comic Jam, and just wow, the work that Fern puts out is amazing. Just so incredibly honored. And that right there is the Hill brothers. Michael Hill is the writer, and it is his birthday. If you're watching, Michael, happy friggin' birthday. Happy launch day, happy birthday. And R.K. Hill is his brother, and R.K. Hill does all the lettering. I'm kidding. It pisses Michael off when people say that. Michael does the lettering and the writing. And I like to do that to him. For his birthday, I made a note that he did the lettering. That was my present to him. And R.K. Hill does the colors and the art. This is one of the wildest stories in the book. It is crazy and amazing and so much fun.
It is. It's pure heavy metal magazine. It's something you see right out of heavy metal magazine back in the day. And now I'm talking about golden age heavy metal magazine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's if you look closely, Mike, you can see it's all traditionally done. You can see the marker.
Oh yeah, no, totally. I was going to say this was all traditional.
It's hands down. It's one of my favorites in the book. I can't. I go over it every time and just keep dwelling on it. Every time you look at it, you see something new in there. Yeah. Just amazing work.
Oh man,
dude, I love it. It's really nice.
After that, we have a great story by the editor-in-chief of the Comic Jam, Casey Allen, Casey T. Allen. Casey T. Allen, you should have him on. He wrote Bigfoot Knows Karate and Voodoo Child. He is a hell of a good guy. I mean, wonderful. And a huge supporter. He's been so involved. And this story he wrote is a interstellar heist story with a big bad that's beautiful and wonderful and fantastic. It is a neo-noir. It's got that feel, and this goes over to the artist. It's got almost like a Tintin European feel to it, which I love. And the artist is Big Jim Coffin. He only goes by Jim Coffin, but I like making sure everyone knows Michael Gracia did Hard Time. I want everyone to start calling Jim Coffin Big Jim Coffin because it just works so well. Jim Coffin, at Art of Jim on Twitter, is a stellar artist. And boy, did he show up with some really wild ideas and crazy fun paneling. This is like, I love this page, and I didn't even want to give away all my favorite ones, and I love that page. Yeah. So that's tremendous.
No, the like I keep saying, these pages are gorgeous. And speaking of the people from from the Comic Jam, they are people I'd like to. I always tell you, every time you're on or every time we talk, I want to get involved with it. But every time I'm like ready to get involved, I end up having like a health issue.
We take very personally.
It stops me, but I think I'm going to start. I want to start, but I want to get a few of them on. I've seen the work. I've been on the website, before, and the pages that I've read, the stuff that it's great stuff there.
A ton of fun. Yeah. And my boy Dashiell had his third comic published last week.
Congratulations to him.
Working with Jack Van Tome, which was really cool. And my boy Zachary, there was a week where the Jammers kids wrote, and he wrote a wild story with Thomas Hernandez, who by the way, Thomas and I have something coming. A couple of months ago, we did something called Blood Valkyrie together, and that is a story that one page will not contain. So Thomas Hernandez and I have something coming. But he worked with my son Zachary, the 6-year-old, on a story that is as Zachary as you can get. It's completely wild. So I mean, the cool thing about the Comic Jam is that they're there to make professional, awesome comics, but they're also there to have a good time. And I've been able to share my love of writing with my kids through that, which has been terrific. And Dashiell's first comic ever was drawn. I don't know if you know him. The artist's name is James Lyons.
I've heard of him.
It was tremendous. And he worked with Summer Steinhardt as well. Another terrific artist.
I believe, didn't you show it on the last show or something? It dealt with like Pokemon characters or something.
Humiliating jobs for battle retired Pokemon was the one he did with Summer. It was a great concept. This in front of us is the work of Iacopo Callisti, who did one of our special posters. Guys, tomorrow, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, you lose your chance to get all three of these special faux movie posters together. And Iacopo Callisti, Jay Sheik, and Jack Van Tome, they each did one with their teams. This is the work of Iacopo Callisti, a tremendous Italian artist, from a story by Tay Belloc, lettered and by Aubrey Lynn Jepson, who, by the way, is also I can't wait to put my interview with Aubrey up, a great editor as well. So just tremendous.
Awesome. Gorgeous stuff here.
Well, we have a returning fugitive here and someone that I was praying would apply. Travis B. Hill, who is putting out Techno Nights, just came out from Dauntless Stories. He's got like 8 projects coming out. He is in Band of Bards, Current Amongst the Stars, which is up on Kickstarter right now and is a great double feature with our book. In fact, Vitaly Kalchenko and Travis are both in there, as are future fugitives. Brent Fisher, who's in volume 4, and former fugitive Ben Humanek. And this is drawn by Sam Prouse, who is an artist I freaking love. And this is half of a 2-page spread. And trust me, the other side is even better.
I could imagine here. And here's some Matt's work.
You know Matt Battaglia.
I also read it, but I could tell it's Matt's work. No, I could tell. I told him last time, the only time he was on, I'm a huge fan of how he inks because I hate inking.
Matt's functioning he functions in some completely other way. That's the only way I can explain it. This though has this beautiful Jack Kirby vibe, but but the way Matt Battaglia would do it, and that's the thing. It's always him.
Yeah, he's got a very unique style.
Yeah. And from you guys here, from the original Fugitives.
This story was a challenge to everyone who had to work with me. And boy, did they come through. This story came to me like no other script ever has before. It came to me in dialogue, like a David Mamet play. It was just people talking. Like the anti-comic. And I said, can I make it work on the script enough that the artists and the letterer can make it work on the page? And James, of course, he's like, "What? I can make it. James can make anything I do brilliant. I could do the dumbest thing in the world, and James is a god. He can make it genius. I mean, look at that panel. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. And the layout. There's like 3 different dimensions happening in that, but then Tom Lynett was the poor bastard that had to deal with the words. And this got a lot of words, a lot of talking in it. It's about.
I think we almost broke Tom with this one.
And what?
I think we almost broke Tom with this one.
Yes. But he found it. He found the flow. He found it. He made it so because the words were really a character by themselves in the story, and he made them visually so. It's a challenge just to know you, Christian. That's I'd like to say you're wrong. I feel the same way every morning when I look in the mirror. Yeah, and Tom Lynett made it work. Dude, I cannot wait for people to read that story. Some more Matt Battaglia.
And now, even though I was going down the rewards here, let's take a look at them over here.
So, those are the 3 posters in red there. Those are 1-day deals.
And they're 8.5 by 11. Awesome.
Yeah, we don't want to fold anything this time. We want it to come crisp.
Digital bundle.
That's the legacy tier is available 1 day only on digital as a deal. But we couldn't do that with the physical because the physical are running out.
Yeah.
Very cool problem to have.
It's nice. Deluxe binary breach. Okay. Cool. Just check.
We got a new on there for this campaign. We're putting together a coloring book for as a reward. So there's going to be
for the kids.
Probably about not just kids, other people that might want to try their try their hand at coloring a comic page. So.
And is this one of the pages from the coloring book?
Damn right.
That one will probably not show up in the coloring book.
I think it should.
That is a full page illustration from Thermoclines, though.
Yeah, that's a page. And you know what? Actually, I mean, you should talk about that and what's coming next a little bit, James. Tell people what that is. So it's our first ever not safe for work reward, but there's a reason for it. Though that's not. Tell people what that is, James, because it's actually an incredible thing to get.
So that is both the pencils. Remember, I was talking earlier about the comic process. That is both the pencils and the ink from I believe it's page 6 on thermoclines. It's a full page image, and the ink, which is on the right there, is actually wasn't changed much at all from what's going into the book. So it's called production art. And what's cool about this is in my process, I actually use a light board for my inking. So you can see the similarities there. It's, basically I put the pencils on a light board and then ink over it. So this would be a really cool thing to hang on your wall to show the comic process there. So you can see my original pencils and my ink version, which is then scanned in and brought right into the comic. So if you get the book, you'll see that the artwork is so sometimes the artwork will change a bit, and I'll change it up digitally if I don't like something, which is the other tier that Mike's dropping down to there. That's the production artwork. That stuff is actually he showed the finished work for the one on the right there, higher up on the page there. The finished work, you can see the pencils right there.
This one.
Yeah, so that's the finished artwork. And that was another one that was pretty close. Some of the other ones, there's changes made because it's production work. And once I go beyond inks, I do go in to Photoshop, and I will change stuff. You can see on the left, there's actually one I intentionally put in. It's got like a smudge mark on it, and so it's definitely production artwork, but it's part of the process, and hopefully people will find that interesting. But the one on the right there, you can see the similarities to the finished artwork.
Yeah.
These are big deal tiers because James is parting with his actual work. If I were James, I would not do this. I'm amazed that he can do it. And I love having his original work. These pieces are beautiful, and you really get to see the magic that went into making everything.
I'm just looking at your Terrificon photo here. I didn't realize you had an end cap. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Those are good. Those are good spots to have.
And if you scroll down a little bit, we met this cool guy that was across from us.
Oh my God, dude, I am such a fan. Such a fan. This is one of the reasons. This is one of the people who was at the show that I did not know, but have been a fan of his work for decades. And I wanted to be.
What a guy. You have not lived until you feel a presence at your shoulder. You turn, and it's Don Simpson bringing you the coffees he brought because he went to get himself a coffee and thought you might want it too. I was like, what? He's the nicest man on the planet.
Yeah, he's a stellar guy.
He wanted to buy a Fugitive Poems shirt from us. He said, "Oh, this is great. I love your work. I want to buy a shirt." And I'm like, I didn't, because James and I make these decisions together. I didn't want to just give something away. And I'm like, well, don't give me the whole thing. I'll just take this amount for it. And James looks at me and he gives all the money. He's like, what are you, crazy? Just take this shirt. And I'm like, oh, thank goodness I didn't want to charge Don Simpson. But he was so freaking cool. What a great guy.
Yeah, what was cool is he immediately put it on, and then he was doing his signings and stuff with our shirt. So it was wild. And he actually he wore it on a couple of interviews and everything, which was really cool.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
James called me up one night. He's like, Don Simpson's on a YouTube show wearing the Fugitive Poems shirt. Like, oh, I can die now.
Yeah,
we're good.
Great.
Yeah, he's someone I follow on social media, and I'm always seeing like the art he posts.
He's got a big project coming out. He has taken all his Megatron Man stuff
Megaton.
that goes way back, and he's either scanning it in and sort of like doing a from the music world, kind of doing a remastering of it, or he's doing a lot of the new artwork as well.
Yeah,
he's got a really cool project coming out, like hundreds of pages, like a whole expose on his work. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But by the way, Chase Bishop is saying that he might be available, wink, wink, for an interview. Chase just did a great interview with me. which is coming out soon, and he just did another one recently. Just a terrific person, and I recommend him highly. And his reclusive writing partner on Fading, Patrick Hayes, who you know.
Patrick, do I know Patrick?
Oh, you do. It's yes, you do. Is all I'm going to say. But
Okay.
Patrick Hayes is. I've got an interview with Patrick Hayes that's going to be coming out soon as well. But Chase, I think it'd be a great idea.
All right. I like I said, send people my way. I'm always happy to. Here's the thing, and I've told you this before. Get in Tune was created really during the pandemic, because I missed going to cons and talking with artists. But it quickly became my way of promoting indie people. Occasionally, I have some mainstream people on, but for the most part, it is all about promoting indie art, indie comics, indie animation, indie film, whatever. But it's all about the independence and making sure they have their moment to get their work out there and shine a bit. So I'm happy to bring anybody on who's doing indie work, man.
You talked about people and indie film. We actually had another comment come in today from Jonathan Barkin. And I want to share it because I was overwhelmed by this.
Go for
Jonathan
it.
Barkin used to work for Ain't It Cool News back in the day, back in the heyday before that went where it went.
Yeah.
And has continued to go on with movie reviews and then get into film. He's the head of U.S. distribution for VMI World. There was a horror movie that just splashed really big called Skinamarink. It was a big deal. He was the executive producer on that. And he's got a documentary coming out, which means a lot to me with all my journey with the depression and things like that. It's called Mental Health and Horror, a documentary. And it's about how horror is so important to people with mental health issues, coping with things, and what a beautiful thing. Everyone's like, how can you watch that stuff? It's like, well, no, you don't understand how it is soothing me. Barkin is somebody that I respect a great deal. And in fact, let me tell you something else about Barkin before I tell you this about Jonathan Barkin. I had a student, Nara Roman, I'm going to shout her out in case she's listening and say hi, who was doing a paper on mental health and horror. She didn't know anything about this movie. And I said, wow. And I reached out on Twitter to Jonathan Barkin, who I'd interacted with a couple of times, but not like deeply. And I said, I don't know if you know this about me, but I am a college professor. And I have a student who is doing this, and I recommend that she talk to you. Is there any way you would be able to answer one or two questions about this? And he let her interview him about the film and about his findings. I mean, he was the bulk of her research paper. And I failed her because she was supposed to have more sources. No. I mean, this is the kind of human being Jonathan Barkin is. But he is someone who believes in independent art. And James, I don't know if I've even told you this. Just today, he put out on Twitter the following. Christian DeMatteo, stop texting me. I don't know you, and I will put out a restraining order, which I thought was so beautiful. No, he put out this. So many of us want original stories and to see hard work pay off. You can take care of two birds with one stone and support independent comic and writers and artists by backing Containment Breach Volume 3. And I mean, so many of us want original stories and to see hard work pay off. And that's, he looked at our book, and that, yes, there's not everything in this is 1,000% original ideas you never thought of. And everyone worked their asses off. And the fact that he saw that and he put that out there, man, and he put it out on his Twitter feed today. And I am so absolutely grateful for that and excited about it. It's really cool. And that's independent. You know, he knows what it is to be an independent artist, and you're putting out your stuff and trying to get it out in the world because you believe it needs to be out there. And it's awesome that he did that.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. I will. Yeah, I'll have to check out his stuff. You'll have to send me a link to it. I was just
definitely want to check out his this upcoming movie. He just had a new announcement about it. It's coming out, I believe, shortly. But it's called Mental Health and Horror. and it's an awesome, fun doc that really does the research as well.
Interesting. See, I have an issue with horror. I don't like horror, but
And you're also mentally healthy.
Well, no, I'm definitely not. But no, here's the thing. I could read it in comics. I could even read it in a book. You know, I can't watch horror. I can't actually see the stuff happen. I don't know why, but I mean, it probably deals with my imagination and stuff, or just maybe even my my medical health life, that I don't need to actually see that stuff. But when I read it in a book, when I read it in comics, I can totally enjoy it. I just can't watch it live, you know, like live action stuff.
That's the beauty. That's all out there, right?
What?
I'm sorry, James. Go ahead.
No, I said interesting. Horror is my mother's milk. I love horror movies and all kind of horror content. I can watch it again and again.
Yeah.
It's just I think your sister's like that too, right? Isn't Sabina like that?
Well, my father too. I don't come from a horror family. Michael
some
Flanagan.
people just don't like it. Other people do.
Michael Sean Flanagan turned me to horror in college. And because my dad loved action movies, but horror was not his thing. And but Michael loved it, and Mike got me into horror, and I've got my Junji Ito on the shelf over there, comic wise. I can't get enough horror. The more grislier, the better. But my family's not really into horror at all.
My opinion of a movie gets better and better if I walk away from the TV screen and I'm afraid to go up into the dark of the upstairs or something. You get that spooky feeling after watching one of those, and like who's hiding behind the door. So I love that.
If my spine isn't ice cold by the halfway point of the movie, it's not what I was looking for. I want to be terrified.
Yeah, you guys are nothing. I'm not like that. I'll see a trailer to like a TV show or something, and if it's suspenseful, I'll watch it. Horror, I won't do. But I have even said to my wife, I'm like, okay, that's something I'll watch, but it's a daytime show. I'm not watching it at night. You know, it's I don't know. It's just how I am. But
I had a physical therapist years ago after I had my spinal surgery that I was reading Salem's Lot at the time by Stephen King. And she told me, I read that book. Every night before I went to bed, I had to put it in the freezer. And it was such a weird statement that I didn't follow up. And I wish I had. What was that accomplishing? There was some safety she found by putting the book itself, like it was the Necronomicon, in the freezer before bed, because she couldn't sleep knowing it was loose in the house, I guess. Maybe the ice would slow it down. But I never forgot that. And when I think about that, sometimes I think, oh, is that a book I would put in the freezer?
Boy, that reminds me of a Slayer song.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there's some lyrics in a Slayer song about how he keeps the Bible in a pool of blood so the lies can infect him.
Oh, Lord. Evan just said she's absolutely right. So many things belong in the freezer. And I happen to know that Evan is also a proponent of putting non-food items in the freezer. So.
Oh, yeah?
I know what's in Evan's freezer.
Is that like his dark closet?
Yeah, yes.
Oh man! All right, guys. I think we're gonna have to wrap up in a moment here, just because of time. But first of all, I want to say congratulations. You're at based on the website right now, you're at $2,217. Starting on the show was 17 and change. So,
oh my God, is that right?
Yep. When you started on the show, it was 17 and change. So you guys, for everybody watching who's backed this, thank you. For people who are just backing it because you haven't, you're not watching or whatever, thank you. This is a great product. I will be promoting this on my social media for you guys.
Thank you, everyone. I said I'd drink whiskey on the show. Thank you, everyone. This is incredible. What an incredible turnout. And Michael, thank you.
You're very welcome. You both, you know, you're always welcome anytime you're doing a book. You know, now you got to let me know when book 4 is coming out so I can get you on.
Michael, you're essential. You're integral to this process.
I appreciate that.
Not seeing you on day 1 would have been weird. So thank you for having me.
No, I appreciate you guys coming on and making me, you know, a part of this in a way. I love what you guys produced here. I love the idea behind Fugitive Poems, how you're helping indie people get out there, how you've developed and become part of this awesome community. You know, I very rarely, I like I said, I've been doing this since 97, doing comics and stuff, and it's been on and off, but from 97, I'll say, to about 2005, I worked in the indie world a lot, and then it was on and off after 2005. But you know, indie comic people, they're some of the best people you could know. I all, you know, before I got in the industry, all my friends were friends from, you know, college, high school, things like that. I don't think there's anyone I talk to from college or high school anymore, unless they're in the indie world. My entire friend base is in the indie world in some way, outside of like 2 people, you know, and it's amazing. And I, you know, and we all have now these podcasts. We all are putting out books. We're all doing all this stuff, and it's changed. It's, you know, from when I started, I was making ash cans. I mean, I don't know if I ever showed you guys this. My very first Plunger Pup ash can. All right. I still have a copy, man. This was the first thing.
Hold it up again. Can you give yourself the full screen?
I really don't want to show it that big, but it's one of those things where, like, you know, you're now embarrassed of your work, but you know,
cool.
Little Plunger Pup piece, and here's a little. It was black and white. This is what we used to make to get our work out there. You know, this was the type of stuff. I'll show you something else too.
I've told you for that before.
That eventually became this, my first Plunger Pup book. And then I ended up working and doing work in a lot of like zines. This is what I was doing for. This ain't my work, but this was one of the stuff in here. I don't know what year this was, but
that almost looks like a take on Magnus from Valiant Comics, though I know it's not.
I think it's supposed to be. This was features Magnus robot fighter.
All right, look at that.
Yeah, I was actually just looking at a Magnus art the other day. Not because of this. I don't even know where my work is. Just hold on a second. Let me see.
90s Valiant is important to me, and I wish it was more important to the universe.
Well, anything
Valiant.
that
I see you, Sabine. I heard what you said.
Page 4. Let me see here. Did I do a Magnus piece in here? I don't even know. It says I'm somewhere between page 4 and 18.
Was it a Where's Waldo?
No, it says Magnet. Oh, did I miss the wrong page? Back cover. I'm just looking to see. Jim Main was in. Yeah, it says page 4, and then page 18. So this is page 4, and that was done by Will. And I'm just looking here. I don't remember doing anything in here, like from these pages. I'm sorry. Oh, well, this was actually a piece. This is on page 22. This is from, what year is this? 90. I can't even see the year that I did this in, but I didn't put that text in, but there was a Dell Frankenstein. I don't know if you guys know much about Dell Comics. This is what he looked like. Dell tried to make superheroes back in the 60s out of Dracula, Frankenstein, I believe the Wolfman. This he cut off the feet in here. This is one of mine there too of him. That
Oh,
one
wow.
I was ripping off the
That's cool.
Thank you. I was ripping off the Superman cover where he's breaking the chains. That was my reference there. But I was doing a lot of. I don't need.
Oh wow.
I need. That's what I was doing. You know, like for a lot little short comic pages there. Here, 4 pages, 8 pages. I was doing a lot of that. I worked for a bunch of different companies, and then I ended up getting into. I did a lot for Jim Main for a while. Main Enterprises, good stuff. He's located in Connecticut. A lot of zines, a lot of old school tribute stuff.
That's really cool. I
yeah.
love the Magnus as well. I'm telling you, Valiant in the 90s. Hey, is it possible for me to share screen?
Yeah. What do you mean? Like you want me to give you the full screen?
Yeah. Can I show what's on my screen?
Yeah. You hit share, and then if you go, I think it says present.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Click
James,
present.
See this? Jack Van Tomey, are you still here? Because he said he was going to taunt us by drawing pictures of us, and I don't think he knows this about me.
Go to present, and then it'll ask you
I don't know where it actually is. This is asking too much of me.
And then it'll come up on my screen, and I'll activate it here.
All right, I gotta. He doesn't know. He just made a reference. Is it not going to give me Discord? He just made a reference. All right, I'll share this one. Okay. To one of my very favorite films, and I don't think he knows this about me, and he drew James and I. Okay. And I am just absolutely awed by this. But I'm not intelligent enough to get over to it, apparently. Window? Oh, there it is. There it is. Here we go.
Okay, and now.
Can you see that?
Can you zoom in on it a little bit?
No. So you know what I'll do is I'll stop sharing, and I will go to a different version of it now that I know how to do this. Share screen, window. Here we go. One of my favorite films of the last 10 years. He said he was going to do. So, James, you cannot cut anything now because he has immortalized us as us. This is clearly The Nice Guys, which is one of my favorite movies ever made. And I have never looked this good, for the record. Can you see it full screen?
I look like Moses.
Look at this. Language, cool. Brief fantasy violence. And I don't know if you noticed, it says some material might not be appropriate for children. I caught a typo in his poster. It was nutterial, and I think that's why he left that. He had written nutterial, and I caught the N. So I think that's a reference to that. But he made a poster for The Nice Guys with me on it. Jack, I am forever indebted to you. Thank you so much. Holy cow. And I don't think I've ever told him that's one of my favorite movies. Amazing.
I have to get a copy of that. I want to put that up on Instagram.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, Jack, you got to send that to me so I can print it. This is called the callback.
The only gripe I have is clearly Fugitive Poems is rated R, not PG-13.
I think you meant disappearance, but that's true. Jack, that I cannot even tell you. One of my all-time favorite movies. That's a perfect poster. And I wish I looked like that.
All right, guys, let's wrap it up. We're almost at the 2-hour mark.
Let's go
what?
Let's go for 10 hours.
I can't tonight, man. But listen, the longest I've ever gone was almost 4 hours on this show. I stopped at like
in there, and I'm not going to make it. There's a joke in there, and I'm not going to make it.
No. It was my friend Andrew. He's a D&D guy, and we were talking Dungeons and Dragons and fantasy art. If you guys want to check out, I've had him on the show a few times. If you want to look at some really cool dungeon maps and stuff, this guy, he does map making and fantasy art for people. His name's Andrew Frank Rodriguez. Awesome dude.
I am just happy now to know about the longest you've ever gone.
All right, man. So thank you guys for coming on. I'm going to just hang out backstage. I'm just going to do my little wrap up here. And I will see you guys in a few.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oops. There we go. Sorry, hit the wrong buttons there. Listen, you guys, thank you all for tuning in. All of you who stayed the whole show, all of those who are watching after. Just want to let you know, tomorrow I'm going to have another show at my regular time. Derwin Robinson, who is a fantastic illustrator, has a love for anime manga, he is so energetic in his work. You're gonna love checking that out. And this Saturday, if you're around in the Bronx at the Poe Park, which is Edgar Allan Poe's place there, there's an exhibit still going on. I have a piece in there. It's called Black Panther Lightning Power. It's all about black superheroes. And I have a Black Panther piece in the Kirby vein, little small thing. You guys have probably seen it on my page. But Arlen Schumer, sorry, not Alan. Arlen Schumer is going to be there giving a talk this Saturday, I believe at noon. I just checked my social media for the time. I will be posting it later this week. If you want to come, just check it out. Come and check it out. Really a lot of cool art. There's a print of some original Kirby, some oh god, it's just a lot of stuff. Phil Boutet's there, and Phil does character designs for Black Panther and stuff like that, so some of those designs are there. There's like 2 or 3 drawings. Oh god, I'm blanking on so many names. The guy who co-created Black Lightning has, you can see like originals up. It's really a cool show. It's not huge, but it's a really nice show to see. So I'll be there this Saturday. And again, thank you everyone for tuning in. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'll have another show next week as well. So you guys know where to watch. Thank you all. Please, follow, subscribe. And tomorrow at The Wiz Comics, WIZ, on Instagram and Facebook, a new strip will be up by 9 a.m. All right. I will see you guys later. Have a great rest of your day.